What's up, everybody? It's Bodyhead Productions here, and today we're talking about a classic mode to a classic game that relates to a big release coming out very soon. Yes, the original Rage mode. A lot of people had issues with it, thought it kind of flew under the radar. I absolutely loved this game, and more importantly, there was a co-op mode to this game that gave me and one of my friends hours of fun. And that mode is Wasteland Legends. In honor of Rage 2, let's revisit Rage 1 Wasteland Legends. Rage had one of the coolest multiplayer split screen modes that I've played in a long time. Most games, it's just two players doing the exact same campaign you would as a one player mode. But Rage had an entirely separate list of unlockable multiplayer missions, the so-called Wasteland Legends. And to describe Rage a little bit, in case you're not familiar with it, it was kind of like Borderlands meets Fallout 3 meets The Darkness, or at least that's the way it felt. The post-apocalyptic, Mad Max-like world. Yes, we've seen that before, but the characters remind me of those from Borderlands, and the game had some pretty frightening parts to it. It was literally like, I felt like we were playing for blood money here. And when you take it all into account, it's no wonder the Wasteland Legends series of missions felt very raw and gritty. The world just felt like a hot, sweaty, dirty wasteland that you literally would go out, what can we kill today? What are we bringing in? How are we eating? And now that you kind of understand the world this is taking place in, it's time to take a look at the missions in that wasteland. It was a total of 9 detailed missions with very interesting backstories that all related to the main campaign. Each of the characters you'd see here played a large role in the campaign. This is the type of content that would be DLC today. Instead, it was just a part of the game because this was a glorious time of games actually being sold complete. Not like today where a game is made complete and then chopped into 3 pieces for 2 different DLCs. That's a bunch of bullshit. This was in the glory age, full game, straight from day one. And now, to the mission list. You start off on Life in Prison.
That ain't just any old rifle. Some say a couple of Dan's men found it in the warden's office of the old prison. Apparently, Dan had sent him on a mission to shut down a drilling operation some bandits had started up in a wing of the
The Pilot.
prison. Well, that show hasn't always been the well-polished production it is now. Was a bit rougher early on. I remember seeing a bootleg copy of that first show. Old J.K. was still working out a few kinks when them first contestants stepped into. Wow, what an exciting finish! Yeah, J.K. never did air that episode. Just too much gone wrong. But still some of the best mutie killing I ever seen.
Water Service.
Heck, worse than that. Some say the authority even been behind attempts to cut off the town's water supply. A buddy of mine once told me that he'd actually fought off a bunch of bandits that were planting bombs.
Trophy hunting.
Ain't much to hunt other than mutants around these parts, but I never heard a story quite like the one about how these 3 made it here. You see, best hunting around here is down in the old subway tunnels. Folks had talked about seeing 8, 10-footers before. No one ever.
Rusty's Resupply.
Can't say I'm the only one ever wondered how that Rusty fella always has just what you need. Word is, he got a couple of guys always watching those wasted clan hideouts. They'll bust on in and take whatever they can. I even heard Rusty used to make the runs himself, till they got his arm on one. Damn bandits always do put up a good fight.
Unwanted Guests.
Well now, that girl's not just a pretty face. She remembers the last time the authority was looking for someone. They stormed through town like nobody'd ever seen. Story I heard was a couple of fellas holed up in the back of Sally's place until the time was just right. And then them fellas took down more than 25 fully armed authority soldiers. Some more than twice their size. Haven't seen authority in Wellspring since.
Extermination.
Well, now, I'd bet you a case of Hooper Light old JK's gonna be a bit more careful getting ready for this season than he was last go round. Heard he had to bring in a couple of hired guns to put down a whole mess of mutants that got out and were tearing through the set. Hard to believe, but I'll be damned if they didn't have to kill every one of them mutants. Took that old man 3 weeks to find a new batch.
Grab and go.
Sheriff's never been one to talk up his men, but uncovered is definitely an understatement. Truth of the matter is, Sheriff's been wanting them plans for a while now, so he sent in a couple of his best guys to get away with those plans. Sheriff gave him a bonus for putting down so many of them bandits.
And finally, a new toy.
Ooh, wait. Not every day you find something like that. Although it ain't the first time the Resistance had their hands on one. Wasn't too long ago they had a couple of fellas making a raid on the vault in the old bank. Yeah, gearheads have been known to keep their goods locked. Yeah, those boys had a lot more fun getting out of there than they did getting in.
As you can see, Rage pulled absolutely no punches when it came to these missions. They were so fucking savage. From Rusty's complete lack or care of anything and stingy reputation, you're wondering how the hell he lost his arm, to the killing, decapitating, and mounting of large mutant heads like Sport. This game really had its own identity and its own personality, really. I know I sure as hell am going to be playing Rage 2, because in Rage 1, it really felt like we've been living in this wasteland for as long as we can remember, and we all enjoy the guilty pleasures of killing, stealing, and the dog-eat-dog life of this world. Guys, this has been Bodyhead Productions, giving a shout out to an old game I love in honor of a new game I hope to love coming out, Rage 2. You guys check it out. If you think this is cool, the second one's going to be 10 times cooler.
You'd think they killed every mutant in the wasteland from the sounds of it. Hard to argue, though, with trophies like they pulled out of there. Just like always, those authority bastards were behind the whole plan. But he killed every one of them bandits all by himself and kept that water flowing. Or so he said.